Lewis, and this is my amazing husband,
Michael Lewis.
and we are Married Life TV. Now, I know it's been a while. We had started this channel before. We kind of went into a hiatus. Y'all saw me doing Recuperate with me. You know, I did a couple of things, not even a whole lot of stuff with that. I stopped even doing that. I wasn't consistent with it. But hey, we're back. We are back to bring more content. You know that we've been married now for 34 years, and we feel that we need to restart this thing back up because we have a lot to offer you guys, right? We have a lot of, you know, things that we can share about relationships. We are not coaches or anything like that, although I am a certified life coach, but we are not by any means, you know, we're not therapists. Let me say it that way. We are not therapists, but we feel that we have enough experiences that we can come on here and just share with you guys our experiences. So with that being said, we want to talk about something that is like dear to our hearts. The thing that held us together, you know, people will ask, the first question is, well, how y'all stayed married for 34 years? Hey, how we did that? How we did that? How we,
God first.
say it again.
Putting God first.
Say it with your chest. Like literally, having Christ as at the forefront of our lives is what did it. You know, we can't take credit for it, y'all. We can't. We literally put God first in everything that we do, right? So if you notice that I'm doing the most talking, I am a former educator, a former teacher, right? My husband is a retired firefighter, currently working as a territorial trainer here in the Virgin Islands. So it's like, you know, you'll see me talking more, but of course he's going to interject whenever he feels the need to do so, right? And we're just going to do it that way, right?
Mm-hmm.
So again, we put God first, and there was something that happened to us in 2008. Now, we're going to share a lot of stories, so we might go back to 1997, you know, when we first moved down to Georgia, you know, but for this episode 1 of our renewal, we're going to share about how in 2008, was it 2008?
Yeah.
With the economic downturn, right?
Yeah. The housing crash. Yeah.
Right? So in 2008, we were year 1 in our beautiful, brand new home that we had built. And there were some things that we did in the process of that house getting built. We walked on the grounds, we prayed over the grounds. You know, we did a lot of just, you know, getting God involved in that process, right? Because that's we are spiritual people. You know, we believe in Christ, and we just prayed over that property, you know, when we got it. And then the house was built, it was beautiful. Then the economic downturn happened.
Right. So of course, we got a first mortgage and a second mortgage on it. And of course, that second mortgage is adjustable. So when the market crashed, or the housing market crashed, of course, the value of the house went down. So it really didn't make sense. The mortgage that we were paying, that it ballooned to, it didn't make sense for us to continue paying that mortgage on that house that the value was so low on.
Y'all,
And I mean, it was a seriously stressful situation.
we got
for both of us.
boxes, okay? Because we literally felt like our mortgage was what, our mortgage was like $2,600. I just felt like this is what we were doing with $2,600. Close your eyes. Close your eyes. $2,600 every month, because now the price of our house was no longer worth what it was worth. It had dropped like almost to what? Well, what did the lowest that it got to? Do you remember?
I think we got to about 240 something.
Yeah. No, it was low. It was in the 100s. Yeah.
186.
Yeah. Now, mind you, we paid like in the 300,000s for this house. After the economic downturn, it was in the 100s, like the low 100s, y'all. We were devastated. And so I was ready to walk away, like many people had done. Many people had walked away. It was like, you know what, let's just deuces, take out, cut our losses and just go find us something else, rent for a little while. We were just ready to just get rid of it.
And just a little preface, it was a very, very stressful time for our marriage because we had really believed God for this house. This was a huge accomplishment for Karen and I. We came from very humble means. I grew up in the projects. She lived a lot of her childhood in an attic in a house in Queens. And so for us to accomplish this house that ran, over $300,000, that was kind of our dream home. And to be getting ready to lose it, we felt like failures. And it felt like, then the blame game started, like, what you doing? You spending too much money, or you not managing this money? Finances is a huge part of why we have so many divorces.
And I am the spender in the family. He is a financial guru.
Yeah, so of course, the finger pointing and the blame game started, and but we were able to come together and remember that God was in the midst how we even got that property. But prior to that, we were ready to pack up and just walk away from it and let it foreclose, and we just move, get a rental.
Yo, we had
whatever.
boxes. We had boxes. We had tons and tons of boxes. We were ready to pack up and be out. And then this blessed dude said, you remember what you said?
Yeah, I remember God. It's like God spoke to me and he said, the same God that helped you get this property can help you keep this property. And our whole mindset, I shared that with Karen, and our whole mindset just shifted. We just thought back on the fact that we were able to obtain a $300,000+ house on a firefighters and a teacher's salary, and that was all God making that happen. So if he can do that, why can't he enable us to keep this house? And our mindset shifted, and the next thing you know, we had $60,000 worth of debt canceled.
Gone.
So just imagine 60 with a K, 60K gone. We linked up with a young lady who knew how to do remodifications. We got rid of that second mortgage and then refinanced the first. And God just came through in that situation, and we realized that whatever situation comes up, if you just trust God in it, he will direct your path and he'll show you a way out. And that was really impactful. And even when we go through things now, you kind of got to reflect back on what God has done for you before to really get you through those things. And you realize, I always talk to my sons about, it's like a magnifying glass or binoculars. When you zoom in too close to a problem, it becomes huge. But if you can zoom out, then you can kind of compare that situation with all the prior situations that you've had.
That's good.
And you can see the reality of it, that it's really not that big in comparison to what God's already brought you through. So that was a nugget for me, and I'll continue to share that with my sons, and I'm glad that we should be able to share that with you guys.
And there you have it. There you have it. So, hopefully, all of that started, guys, with a mind shift. We had to renew our minds. We had to change the way that we thought about the situation. And once we changed how we thought about that situation, you know what I'm saying? It just magically evolved for us. And it seemed like magic, but that's exactly how it happened. We literally changed our minds. I was like, that was an epiphany. He was like, you believe God to get it, why we can't believe God to keep it? Mind blown. So anyway, if y'all stay with us this long, we appreciate you. We love you. Listen, subscribe, like, share this video, and then hit the notifications so that when we do our next video, you'll get it. Okay? We love you to life. Be blessed. And thanks for hanging out with us.